Welcome to the Airline Travel for Wheelchair Users video series. This is part 2, gate check-in and boarding the plane. If you haven't already, go back and watch part 1, checking in and security. You've cleared security. Now it's on to your concourse and finally your gate for check-in. The concourses for many airports are in different buildings far from the main terminal. In these cases, you'll need to take a train or shuttle. You've made your way to the concourse. Now you need to find your gate. The concourse can be busy and congested. Other travelers may not be paying attention. Did you know, as part of the Airline Passengers with Disabilities Bill of Rights, you have the right to store your manual wheelchair with you in the main cabin, depending on the size of the chair and the type of aircraft. However, this may be impractical, and it may be easier for you to gate check it.
Hey there!
Hi!
I was wondering if I could get a gate check tag for my wheelchair.
It's a good idea to check in with the gate agent extra early. Ask for a gate check tag for your wheelchair and have it attached. You'll need this tag to retrieve your chair, in addition to the inspection tag that was attached earlier. Confirm that you are cleared for pre-boarding.
And it looks like we do already have a pre-board on here. Are you going to need any special assistance on the aircraft?
I'll probably need an aisle chair.
An aisle chair?
Yes.
And that an aisle chair is available to board the plane.
Do you know when the pre-board is?
So boarding will begin 30 minutes prior to departure. So it looks like you leave at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
So at 2:30 we'll begin boarding.
2:30.
Yes, just right over here at the gate.
Perfect.
If you use a power wheelchair, it's wise to travel with a companion who will help you get through the airport. They can also help you prepare your power chair to be stored below.
Okay.
I do have my sister with me, and she'll be
Hi,
helping with
sister.
my chair.
Okay, you got it. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and order that for you.
Thank you.
On the aircraft, you may not have access to a toilet. You may want to use the restroom just before you pre-board. If one is available, look for a family restroom.
How's it going? Doing good. Hello. And you got your chair tagged? And we are good to go down.
In order to get onto the plane, you'll almost always need to transfer to an aisle chair. An aisle chair is a smaller transfer chair with wheels, designed to move down the narrow aisles of a plane. Typically, you'll make the transfer at the end of the jet bridge, just before you board the plane. Your wheelchair will then be stowed below in the cargo bin of the plane.
If you could hold on to the back of my chair to stabilize it, and you're in charge of this chair, let's angle it maybe just a little bit. And I'm going to do a simple pop-over transfer. Looks a little like this.
Even if you can make the transfer yourself, it's a good idea to ask airline staff to assist you by stabilizing the chairs as you transfer. Before you enter the plane, it's important to make sure your chair is ready to travel below to the cargo bin. Remove the seat cushion and take it with you on the plane.
And if you just want to pull my chair to the side so other people can board, leave the brakes on.
Sounds good. We
Thank
can do
you.
that.
If you have a manual chair, leave the brakes engaged and instruct the airline staff to pick up your chair rather than trying to roll it. Now you're ready to board the aircraft.
And you said you wanted to be in the second row?
Yes, please.
You may sit anywhere you like, other than an exit row. However, for convenience, you may want to sit in the front of the plane.
What can we do to help you?
I'm just
get
going to
over?
pop right over in the seat.
If you were unable to book the seat you need, discuss this with the agent at check-in.
Got it? Okay, perfect. I'm just going to slide right on over.
If you cannot transfer yourself to an aisle chair, you'll need to ask for assistance on the jetway.
Got your aisle chair here. Where would be best for that?
Yes, I would like the aisle chair right over here, right next to my chair, please.
This may require using a transfer sling. and 2 airline staff that can lift and transfer you. Be sure to confirm the airline can provide the staff for the transfer. Be sure the staff does a test lift first to make sure you are secure in the sling.
1, 2, 3. All right.
If things don't feel right, stop and ask the staff to follow your instructions.
So, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's up to you to advocate for your own safety. Airline staff are trained professionals, but they may not know your specific needs. Before you enter the plane, it's important to make sure your chair is ready to travel below to the cargo bin. This includes removing handles and other parts that may come loose. Fold in footrests and collapse other parts.
Cushion off.
And is that goes on the side?
That is going to go on board with me.
Remove the seat cushion and set the seat into a semi-reclined position.
We'll tape those down.
Tape instructions to the seat for the baggage handlers.
And then we are going to bubble wrap that armrest.
If you have a power chair, fold in control panels and wrap them with bubble wrap. You'll need to disengage the clutch and unplug the battery. Your wheelchair will then be stowed below in the baggage compartment of the plane. The aisle chair is for transfers only, and you should be in the chair for the shortest amount of time possible to prevent pressure injuries to your skin.
All right, we're going to do a quick little test lift. So on the count of 3.
Be sure the staff does a test lift first.
On the count of
This is where self-advocacy can be very helpful. Good communication here is important before you are transferred.
All right.
Good. Yeah.
Once you're on the plane, you may be there for a while. Flights can be long. Sometimes weather and other unforeseen delays can leave you sitting in the airline seat. Be sure to do regular weight shifts throughout your flight. It's important to drink plenty of water. Once you reach your destination, you should expect to be the last passenger off the plane.
I'm gonna do a slide board transfer here.
This is so the airline staff can assist you without disruption.
Awesome.
Here we go.
If you are not using a transfer sling, airline staff will transfer you using an arm lift. Make sure they do not lift you by your shoulders.
We're going to do a test lift really quick. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, you good?
Yep.
All right, on 3. 1, 2, and 3.
All right. Cool.
Once you transfer back into your own chair, it's a good idea to check it for any damage that may have happened during your flight.
It's looking good. Thank you guys so much.
If you notice something, bring it to the attention of the airline staff before you leave the jet bridge.
I think my spoke might be broken.
Ask them to direct you to a baggage service office where you can make a damage claim. Find your way to the airline baggage service office. Oftentimes, this will be next to the baggage claim area, but not always. Present the inspection tag to customer service.
Perfect, thank you.
Point out the damage. A representative will fill out a claim form. It's important to make this claim before you leave the airport.
So here's a copy of your report, your ID, and your inspection tag as well. Yes, I'm so sorry this happened to you.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you. Take care.
Bye.
You may not need help at baggage claim, but if you do, be sure to ask an airline staff person. You made it through the airport. Now, you can enjoy your adventure